Take an envelope that you want to use for your template and then unpeel each edge so that it opens out and lies flat. You're going to stick this to a piece of card to make a template. It needs to be slightly thicker than a cereal box. Stick it onto the card and then carefully cut around the edges with a craft knife. Step 2. Take your wrapping paper. I've chosen this really pretty neon flowery print. Turn it over so that the white side is facing upwards. Now take your template and place it really carefully in the top corner. Try to get it close to the edge, just because that means that you can get more envelopes out of this piece of wrapping paper. Usually I can fit 6 envelopes on one standard piece of paper. So that's really nice, because if you want to give a set to a friend, then you've got 6 matching ones, or you can mix and match 6 papers with 6 friends. Okay, so draw around the template really carefully and then move along to the next one, making sure that it's in a similar position so that it's lined up nice and neatly against the top. You'll find that you get much quicker at doing this once you've done a few, and you'll get to know where the best place is to start in the corner. Okay, so I'm just drawing around the last template here. Don't worry if you end up drawing over the template like I just did there, just draw around the edges again. If you're worried about the lines on the inside, you can just rub them out once you've cut them out. So, step 3. Cut out your envelopes really carefully and take your time doing this. It's best to do it a little bit slower and get them nice and accurate, nice and neat, because that will make folding a little bit easier. So here we go, there's the template. So step 4, we need to fold it. You'll need a ruler for this, and I usually start with the sides just because I find that easier. So line up your ruler against the edges, fold it over and fold down just to make sure that it's nice and straight. Repeat this with the other side next. So again, I'm folding it, I'm kind of marking it with my thumbs there and then pressing it down just to neaten that edge. Do the same for the top and the bottom of the envelope. It's worth taking your time over getting the ruler in the right place. You can refold again if you need to, but best to just take your time over this. Ta-da! Okay, so for step 5, we're going to stick it all together. Open up the top and the bottom edges, and then take your double-sided tape and measure along one of the short edges of the side pieces. Cut your tape to the right length, and then we're going to cut the tape in half. Obviously, if you've got thinner double-sided tape, then you can just use that. But what you don't want is the tape to be sticking out underneath, because you'll end up with really sticky envelopes. Okay, so carefully place it along the edge, press it down, and then do the same with the other side. Once that's in position, you can carefully peel off the backing paper, which is sometimes more difficult than others. And when you're ready, make sure it's all flat and then place the bottom edge on top. Now, what I like to do with my envelopes is make them ready to seal. I hate licking envelopes anyway, so this is really good for me. So take some more tape, measure it against the top edge, and do the same thing again. So cut it in half so that it's not too thick. This is important here because you don't want the top bit of your envelope to stick to your letter or your card that goes inside. So place the tape along the top edges and press it down to make sure it's in the right place. And there you go. Here are my top tips for making envelopes. I'd love to see what you make, so if you'd like, you can share them with me on Instagram. Just tag @HelloHoorayBlog.